Hello Virgo, and welcome back to my channel. This is Glamour Spell Tarot, and this is going to be your reading for October 2020. In the past couple of months I have been called upon to change a little bit the structure of these readings, and I'm going to let the universe guide me into the messages without me trying to force them to be for love or for money or for career or for relationships and so on and so forth. So what I'm trying to do is to make sure that the messages that come through, they're for your highest good. So if you stumbled upon my channel and if you stumbled upon this reading, it means that there is a message here for you. Keep in mind that the energies can be interchangeable or vice versa. Also make sure to take only what resonates and leave the rest, because this is a general collective reading for Virgo. So I'm going to pull a few cards from the Making Magic deck. While the cards have been rushing to talk to you, the elements of fire, air, earth, and water combine to create powerful protective boundaries, spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional. Well, every time I channel Virgo, I know I'm channeling Virgo through me, so part of the messages that come through are also for me. And I can confirm that I have these days I'm putting up boundaries. Air. Work with the element of air to cut through to the core of a situation and see the truth. Beautiful. And the triple spiral. Listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. Not bad at all, Virgo. I'm also using the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot, and we are going to pick up a few cards from this deck, and we'll see where this will take us. So we have two of Radha, Nan Nan Buklu. Then let's see what else. Wow, the four of Radha, Agve. A lot of air energy. Radha in this deck, it's the air energy. And then we have one of Santeria, Oludumare. What I would suggest, guys, is stay with me. We are moving at the table. I'm going to explain to you the cards that we picked up from this deck, from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. And then I am opening the tarot. Stay with me. Hey fellow Virgos, let's see the cards that came out here. The two of Radha Nananbuklu. Nananbuklu is the grandmother. From her came the twins, and to the twins, all that exists can trace its ancestry. Maybe you remember Aleister Crowley spoke of creation in terms of the equation 0 equals 2. That is the cipher of the origin. The 0 can be seen as the womb of Nananbuklu, from which the two, or the sacred twins, the Marasa, they came out. This grandmother is a law of herbs and medicines. Medicine is a special type of food. With the medicines of Nananbuklu, there is movement beyond the purely physical act of eating to a type of ingestion that transcends hunger and moves towards concern. This is a card that speaks about healing. A lot of healing with this card. Within the context of these cards and in general the voodoo practice, her aspect as creator and healer are emphasized, but her African origins as warrior serve well her position in Chokmah, in that upon crossing the mirror or abyss, the power of Chokmah feeds into the warlike vessel of Jaburah. This card represents mutual benefit based upon experience of and devotion to the grandmother. Okay, then we have the four of Radha, Akve. Akve is water, or more appropriate here, the elemental force of air expressed through water. He is the lover of Erzuli in her form as La Sirene. As air, of water and your relationship to La Sirene and Olokun, Akve's primary point of manifestation is upon the water surface. Of the sea trinity of Akve, La Sirene, and Olokun, he is the most accessible, in that his ship floats safely over the waters. It is within his power to make the journey of the sailors safe. He can promise safe passage. The ship of Akve sails between the internal inspiration provided by the master of the head and the worldly influences of the market. So somewhere between the Hierophant, which is the divine, and the wheel of fortune. So let me continue here, because I remember I made a note about something else. Yes, this is quiet in the presence of real or implied threat. If you guys remember, the Four of Swords is the moment after the battle, or after the heartbroken, or after someone has been heartbroken, when they sit in quiet, they sit in solitude, they try to heal and trust that the matters are going to turn out for the best. And then we have another beautiful card here, the Ace of Santeria, Olodumare. Olodumare is the creator in the religion of Santeria, and it's very well depicted in this card. Olodumare is composed of three distinct spirits, and these spirits are shown descending upon earth to create Obatala, a patron of peace and purity. This act of creation is pictured using a tear-like image. Sorrow plays a part with this card. The initial human whose creation was sanctioned by Olodumare turned against the creator due to pride. What we are witnessing in this card is the second act of creation, tinged with the sorrow engendered by the first failure. Attributes of this card include solidification of will and being prone to the sorrow that at some time touches all creators and parents. This is a card with which one has to accept their own personal failures, has to embrace sadness, and use these sadnesses and failures to build a house of peace and purity, and a sanctuary for Obatala. With this card, there is a sense of the material world, the presence of all material possibilities, ranging from soaring wealth to crushing poverty. So that would be this from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot card. We are going to move to the Marigold Tarot. We are going to move to this deck. I just realized that maybe my arrangement of the table now is not so great. I'm also sorry I'm getting this reading very late, but as you guys know, so this is something I do as a hobby, and because there are messages that are supposed to come out for you guys. But I have a proper career, and the past few months have been complicated, to say the least. The hermit, spending time in solitude, spending time alone, searching for enlightenment, trying to make sense of thoughts, of ideas, meditating after an ending took place. You know, guys, sometimes we need to cut out different things from our lives in order to let space for something new. Death, when we think of death, it's autumn right now, at least in the northern hemisphere, and the whole nature decays, right? But if this wouldn't happen, there wouldn't be the rebirth in spring. Someone has been hoping for something to take place. Someone has been working very hard for this. You know, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. You see those two fingers crossed there, hoping that things are going to go in the right direction. Someone is trying to come with an offer, a very stable, very grounded offer. The Knight of Rings, the Knight of Pentacles. It's the only knight that actually crosses the finish line. His gifts are gifts of stability, are things that you can touch, that you can feel, that you can take to the bank. And someone has been wishing and has been working very hard for this type of stability. Either it's offered by someone or they have created it for themselves. Someone has been very keen on obtaining this, actually. Someone has been extremely keen on obtaining this type of stability here. Very interesting. A lot of decisions, there are a lot of decisions to be made before the universe or someone else actually brings this offer and brings this new stable beginning. You have the Two of Swords, which is, to me, a sign of stagnation, being stuck, not being able to make up your mind. Someone has been at a crossroads, not knowing in which direction to go, locked inside of their head by their own thoughts, by fears, by what the society says. And then we have the Two of Wands. That's an individual that reached certain peaks. And there is a sense of sadness to this card because they don't really know what is going to be next, which is the next challenge to be conquered, what's going to happen from now on, okay? Because all they wanted this new beginning, this, again, that stable offer. Again, this opportunity. They really, really wanted this opportunity, but something ended. Maybe something ended prematurely. Something ended. Let's continue here and see how this plays out. I think this is the best idea. The Chariot and the Ace of Swords. There is only going to be movement forward if someone says the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay? It needs to be, so if this movement forward, and what I feel is that it's related to a romantic relationship, a love type of connection. So if someone is wishing for this, actually, they need to come with the truth. They need to be ready to tell the truth. They really need to be ready to tell all of the truth because they are going to be granted this opportunity, but only if they are sure and they are using their logic. Also, again, so if you want to get your Nine of Cups, if you want to get absolute wish fulfillment, you have to heal. You have to leave behind all the emotional distress that you have been through. You have to leave behind all past trauma, abandonment, insecurities. You guys would be surprised the amount of crap people do out of insecurities, the amount of lies people tell in order to project a different image of themselves because they are so insecure with who or what they are, and they are so unhappy with who or what they are that they feel this need to say lie after lie after lie. And yeah, I've recently had few examples in my life. And, I tend to understand people. I tend to read people. And I think this is the worst part because I avoid confronting people just because I read them and because I understand them and I understand the motivation of them doing one thing or the other, which is wrong. Okay. So instead of confronting people when they lie, I just don't say anything. I know the truth. For me, it's clear. I know the truth. I don't trust them or whatever. But I don't go, because I tend to see the best in people. So then people go around and lie and lie and lie and lie. And then their whole world comes down crumbling. And they start blaming it on other people. And that's actually the worst part of it. Anyway, sorry for that. We've just been going through some events these days and it has been very strange. And not necessarily these days, but maybe for the past couple of months. So, yeah, I don't know if my abilities started developing in some form, shape, or whatever. Anyway, so there is a strong element of healing here. In order to be able to move into absolute wish fulfillment, someone has to heal. Someone has to heal, someone has to deal with their insecurities, someone has to tackle their demons, because this is the only way that they can actually move forward. Oops, I have a card that just went down. The Four of Cups came actually out reverse. Someone has been feeling that they are missing out on an opportunity. Maybe they have missed an opportunity, but their luck is about to change. A cycle comes to a full completion in order to let space for a new cycle. You have Virgo here, a lot of major arcana cards. You have the Hermit, which is definitely a Virgo card. You have the Death card, which is could be a Scorpio card. You have the Chariot, Cancer. You might be dealing with the Cancer. You have the World. This is a Sagittarius. The World. There is a completion. There is a completion to a cycle where you have been bored, or you kept feeling that you are missing out on something. So this is a very interesting. Wow. The Seven of Swords came out reverse. Someone might have stolen something from you. You guys know I don't read reversals, but when they come out reverse, as the universe's will, to me, the Seven of Swords, especially with this card, there has been heartbreak, and now someone is like trying to heal after this heartbreak. Maybe this whole process has been someone has been through all this process. They have been planning, plotting, strategizing on how to get out of it. Now they are better, but they are still very much defensive, because this is what happens when you actually do not heal properly things from your past. Most people go around through life, and I have been guilty of that on my own. So it's not like I'm better than you guys. No, if anything, most probably I'm worse. So people go through life, and then they don't heal, and then they keep being defensive, and they keep being so damn weird. That's why I'm not getting out of the house anymore. But someone is very defensive. Someone is very defensive here. Strong sense of this defensiveness. Justice. Justice will always prevail. This is also very much of a karmic card. What you give is what you get. As above, so below, a little bit. Again, a major arcana card. This is a Libra. You might be dealing with a Libra, or something might have happened during the Libra season. Very, very strong card here. Maybe someone is going through a separation, through a divorce. Maybe someone has been going through all of this, and that's why they are being defensive, because they've been very, very hurt in the past. But there is a sense of balancing, finding one's balance. Maybe being able to start all over again. This is how I feel. Ten of Cups. Tens are about completions. And it's true, a lot of readers actually don't say this. Tens are about completions. For me, with this card, I feel that someone, in order to reach their happily ever after, right, they need to go through the process, and they need to see the world from a different perspective in order to be able to have their happily ever after. You see all of these ropes here, which reminds me of the Hangman. The Hangman is putting yourself upside down, gaining a different perspective on life, a different perspective on the world, and only then you can continue. Maybe your idea of, to me, the Ten of Cups is very much a card of marriage. Maybe someone had a random, weird type of notion about what a relationship should be, or how marriage should look like, and it had no basis into reality. And then they had to change their perspective. Maybe someone has been very much desperate to get married and have victory. Now, it's also a different possibility here. with this justice card, maybe after someone goes through a divorce or finishes a relationship that wasn't really working, they actually have a true opportunity to come into union with someone, but they need to change a little bit their perspective on how they see this type of union, and then and only then they're actually going to have victory. Okay, Virgo, this is all I had for you. Apologies again for getting this reading very late. Hopefully, I'll do better next month. I'm actually thinking not to do this readings for a specific month, but to make them timeless, because this is how I feel about them anyway. So that would be actually more accurate, because there is no clocks in the universe. Anyway, if you have resonated with this reading, please drop me a comment below. Like, share, and subscribe is always very much appreciated. Keep an eye on the community tab, because that's where I try to post when I'm going to come live next. And until next time, and until then, love and light.